a Jamaican, depending on where in the world you are, you probably don't have them in your kitchen right now just because you don't have access to them like me. Welcome, blessed people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dee and this is the Optimistic Network. Today's video is going to be about 10 things that you'll find in any traditional Jamaican's kitchen. Keep in mind, even if you're a Jamaican, depending on where in the world you are, you probably don't have them in your kitchen right now just because you don't have access to them like me. But whenever I travel, I always make sure to bring enough, or sometimes I order them on Amazon. But before we jump into the video, I would like to say to you, if you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn your notification bells on, and get active in the comments. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. The first thing that you'll find in a traditional Jamaican kitchen, always garlic and ginger. And if they're even out of ginger, you'll find garlic. Always garlic powder. But even if you find garlic powder, there's always garlic in a traditional Jamaican's kitchen. Why? Because they know and believe that garlic is very medicinal, which it is. Do your research on garlic, but go ahead and add garlic to your diet if you don't already use garlic in everything. Like everything. I don't think I use garlic in like ackee and saltfish and like corned beef, but everything else I use garlic, and when I use garlic, I use a lot. Number two, the second thing you will find in a traditional Jamaican's kitchen is pepper. Jamaicans always have pepper. Even if they hate spicy food, they always have a little pepper because we just feel like a little pepper give it spice. Plus, I feel like a little pepper hinder my stomach from feeling sick. You know, sometimes you eat and you don't know why, but your stomach feel a little sick. I don't know if it's something medical, but I know that a little pepper would always soothe that for me. So I add pepper to everything. So a traditional Jamaican kitchen always consists of pepper. It may be regular pepper like Scotch bonnet pepper, or it may be a bottle of pepper. And I have all different sort of peppers. I don't have Scotch bonnet pepper, but I have Grace pepper sauce. I have jalapeno pepper sauce. I have all kinds of pepper sauce. And I usually buy like jalapeno and things like that. But what I do have is one of these things, and you'll find this in a traditional Jamaican kitchen too. You know that vinegar with onion and pepper that they make, so whenever you go home, you're coming back to foreign, people give it to you or you make it yourself. I have a whole bottle of that. That's finished, and I added more pepper to it. Pepper and vinegar, it's a sauce. We usually put it on fish. So a Jamaican traditional kitchen always, or a traditional Jamaican kitchen always have pepper in it. Let me know if you have pepper in your kitchen. The third thing that you'll always find in a traditional Jamaican kitchen is seasoning. And when I said seasoning, I mean powdered seasoning, and I also mean garlic, onion, scallion, and stuff like that. I have a video that I posted years ago, probably 2 years ago, and someone commented the other days, why you call it Jamaican style when you use so much seasoning? Jamaican don't use so much powdered seasoning. You don't know a Jamaican. Jamaicans use a lot of powder seasoning. Jamaicans have all kind of powder. Jamaicans don't run out of seasoning, trust me. And if they do, they're going to the shop to buy some. But most, if not all, Jamaicans buy seasoning in bulk. Jamaicans don't cook without seasoning because we love seasoning food. You see that salt and black pepper and with chicken and with meat? That doesn't work for Jamaican. We always have seasoning, powder seasoning and vegetable seasonings, which is like onions, scallions, pepper, and stuff like that. But if we don't have none of that, we always have garlic and powdered seasoning. So yes to that friend that commented that I shouldn't call my dish Jamaican because I used too much powder seasoning. Jamaicans does use a lot of powder seasonings, just so you know. Jamaicans will over season their food before they under season it. Just know that. Get to know Jamaican if you're interested in the culture. Another thing that's always in the traditional Jamaican's kitchen is either brown sugar or browning, because Jamaicans don't like white meat. We're not in no white meat. It no matter where you cook, it need to be brown and pretty, included me. I don't know, I just associate, and I think all Jamaicans does associate white with undercooked, which is not necessarily so, but we do. So we like our meats brown. So we have this browning that we buy, and I always buy my browning on Amazon, or I bring it from Jamaica. But if they don't have browning, they have brown sugar, because we know how to use brown sugar to make your meat brown. So if you want to use brown sugar to make your meat brown, you add a little oil to the pot, add a little brown sugar, and let your brown sugar kind of burn, but not burn to where it's bitter, just kind of fry up a little. Then you add your meat and you stir it in and you get that nice brown meat. Don't say I never tell you that. So Jamaican kitchen always have browning or brown sugar. One other thing that's always in a traditional Jamaican's kitchen is spice. And when I say spice, I'm talking about vanilla, rose water, nutmeg, cinnamon, and we mainly use cinnamon stick, but you'll find cinnamon powder too, but cinnamon stick. Jamaican's kitchen always have those. A traditional Jamaican kitchen always have some kind of spice because we boil porridge a lot and we won't be caught slipping with no tasteless porridge. Our porridge is as spicy as our meat is as seasoned. Trust me, always have spice. Nutmeg, vanilla, rose water, all of that, you'll always find that in a Jamaican kitchen. Remember, I told you that. Another thing you'll always find in a traditional Jamaican's kitchen is a Dutch pot. Yes, one of these. And this one is a baby one that I got on Amazon because I just couldn't understand why my kitchen didn't have a traditional Dutch pot. One of these pots, but the bigger ones, these are the bomb ass pots. You see, we're buying all those Rachel Ray and all other things. I like them too. I buy them too. That's cool. But you know what? You see these pots, they don't burn anything. And you know what? The older the pot, the better it's used. Yeah, but every Jamaican have one that's probably burnt and look away. If you don't know, you don't know, and you'll say the pot they look all I using, but trust me, the pot they cook the food the best. Every traditional Jamaican household have a nice little Dutch pot, and like I said, maybe you live in a foreign country like I do, so you don't have access to Dutch pots or pots like these, and these are actually cast iron pots. That's what they call it. In the American culture, they say don't wash the cast iron pot, don't do this, you have to store it a certain way. Listen, in Jamaica, when we have these pots, we wash them pot with scour, that we used to call them scour. Or when you use them on wood fire, we scour them pot, and nothing wrong with pot. Them pot cook nicer. So every Jamaican kitchen have one of this. And remember, like I said, if you're living in a foreign country where you don't have access to this, you may not have one. I bought this on Amazon and I knew the size because actually the guy held it in his hand like that. So I knew the size. But this is a great pot if I want to heat up some soup. So for example, I make a whole pot of soup. I don't want to heat up the whole pot because I'm just going to eat a little. What I'll do is actually just put a little serving in this and I'll heat it up. It can heat up on my stove top and everything. But these are bomb diggity bomb pot. All Jamaicans, all traditional Jamaican kitchen have one of these pots. Trust me. And if you live in America or any foreign country, people might wonder why you have that pot, why you buy that pot. Listen, it's just a Jamaican thing. If you know, then you know. Yeah. Another thing you'll always find in the traditional Jamaican kitchen is one of these. It's a board spoon. You'll get two slap from it too, you know, but no worry yourself. It used to do everything. Store food, slap you, everything. Traditional board spoon. Used to beat garlic, beat scallion, everything. A traditional board spoon. I got this one in Portland, Jamaica. It was like a Rasta man on the side of the street. But listen, you see how it kind of look worn? It is worn because I cook a lot. But you always find one of these in a Jamaican kitchen. As a matter of fact, you also find spoon of this material, cast iron material. They'll always have spoon and fork, but these you always find a board spoon in a traditional Jamaican kitchen. Don't ask me why, you just do. Another thing you always find in a traditional Jamaican kitchen is pimento seed. This is all I have left of mine and I won't get any more until I go to Jamaica. So hopefully for me, I'll go this year. But when you use this, you don't need more than 3 or 4. So actually probably this can serve me for the rest of the year. But in the Jamaican kitchen, you always find pimento seed. They put it in the food and you're eating and just like boop, you bite a piece of pimento seed, especially in your rice and peas and all that, you bite pimento seed. Sometimes if they're putting it in meat, they'll beat it up because it does help the meat to be tender. But you always find pimento seed in a traditional Jamaican home. Honestly, I think it's pimento seeds that makes black pepper, but I don't know if it's the same thing that they call peppercorn seed. I really don't know, but I think in Jamaica they use pimento seed to make black pepper. If I'm wrong, drop your comment below and correct me. I've never researched it or anything. It's just one of them things that I always... Have you ever had that like feeling that a certain thing is done a certain way and you just draw your own conclusion? Yes, that's how it's done. That's how I feel about pimento seed, because when I see peppercorn seed out here in bottle and they say peppercorn seed and it's in the bottle and you screw it to get black pepper, I feel like this is what they use to pimento seed. But this actually smells different from the peppercorn seed, but pimento is a good flavor for your meat. If you're trying to cook meat and you don't want it to taste like everybody else, or you want to put a twist on it, throw some pimento seeds in it. So a traditional Jamaican kitchen always have pimento seed. But wait, not just for cooking. You know what they do? And I'm getting to, that would bring me to the next thing, but they add some pimento seed to some white rum, and they have it in a bottle with some bush in it, like seriously and all things. So when your belly hurts, you rub some on your belly, and it works. It does work. It's kind of like, it actually becomes like a Vicks, where you get that Vicks feeling, like you can feel it working in your belly. So if you have some Jamaican white rum, put some pimento seeds in it and maybe some seriously bush and everything. And if you have belly ache, you just touch your finger in it and put it around your navel. It does work. It does feel like how the Vicks would feel if you use it. But remember, I told you that. And like I said, that one brings me to the next one, which is white rum. You'll always find white rum in a traditional Jamaican's home. Why? Because we think white rum is a remedy to everything. And it is kind of a remedy, because I can tell you that, because you know why? I've used the concoction that my parents have prepared with white rum, and it works. Like I said, the pimento seed in the white rum is great for your belly. Some people will, have a drink of white rum sometimes, but if you don't have a bottle of white rum in the traditional Jamaican kitchen, you have some concoction that is prepared from white rum. So that's one thing that's always in a traditional Jamaican kitchen. White rum, because to us white rum is important because it's 100 proof, so it's like alcohol, and alcohol is used in a lot of medicine, especially medicines that are externally used or not oral. But I think I put white rum with the pimento on my tongue, and it does help when your stomach is sick or if you have a belly ache. It does help. My mom right now, she lives in America and she hasn't been home for a couple of years, but she does have a bottle with some bush, some white rum, some pimento seed and everything. And trust me, so when her head hurt her, she just sauce her head with it. That's what they call it, sauce. She just sauce her head with it, and guess what? Headache gone. And it does work. Like I say, work for headache and belly ache. I know that for sure because it's worked for me. So if you are a Jamaican and you don't have some white rum in your house, listen, get some white rum, some pimento seed, and maybe some mint or some seriously or something like that. Make a little concoction in a bottle, and there you have your home remedy for headache, belly ache, sick stomach, and stuff like that. So the last but not least thing that you'll find in a traditional Jamaican kitchen is coconut milk or a coconut. You'll find coconut, but nowadays people are buying coconut milk because they don't want to grate or blend the coconut, because preparing coconut from start takes some time, because you have to take it out the shell, break it, take it out the shell, and then blend it or grate it. That's what we used to do growing up. But nowadays, things change. So what we do, we blend it, or we just buy a can of coconut milk. I buy coconut milk, to be honest with you. I buy a can of coconut milk. I use canned coconut milk. But the other day I was using canned coconut milk to make a porridge or something that I did. I probably posted a video to that. I'm not sure. But when I looked on the ingredients in the coconut milk, I'm like, I swear to you, I thought to myself, I just need to buy a coconut, because when you buy a coconut, you know exactly what you're doing. When you buy that can of milk, my coconut no need to have all these things in it. Another thing I want to mention, a lot of people now are hyping up coconut and coconut everything, especially in other cultures. I live in America now. Everybody's like, oh, have you tried the coconut flavored milk? Have you tried the Listen, traditional Jamaicans grew up on coconut. We used to use coconut for everything. Coconut in your rice and peas. If you look at my thumb right now, this thumb, you could see greater mark where it's grated off from grating coconut on Sunday. Sometimes blood used to be in the coconut. Just because I grate off my finger, my mother have to make me grate the coconut. So we've been using coconut long time. We grew up on using real coconut until technology take over. So we started blending it. But we grew up grating coconut on a grater. So we've been using coconut a long time. We use coconut in a lot of things, like real coconut we use in a lot of things. So all these people were coming and telling us that coconut good for us. I mean, why you think me so beautiful? Why you think my skin glowing? So apart from the MAC highlighter that I'm wearing, coconut. Me eat a lot of coconut. When your mother give a coconut refrigerator, you're going to give her back 3/4 because you're going to eat out a quarter before you give her it back. So with that said, coconut is always in a traditional Jamaican's home. Whether it's in the milk form or the regular coconut, check your granny cupboard, check your granny house. And like I said, you probably don't have it because you don't know the benefits of coconut or you're not somewhere where you have access to coconut. But coconut is a Jamaican's kitchen staple. So just know that. That was my final mention. I think I got 10. But remember, there are a lot of other things in a traditional Jamaican's kitchen that I didn't mention. And I know them because there's curry. There's so many other things. But I don't want to make my video too long. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you again in my next upload. Mwah, mwah, mwah.